This is exactly how Jordan went from an 18 handicap to 10.5 in 6 months. And I've just finished his latest playing lesson with him, and I'm absolutely buzzing to bring you this video because it makes such a difference. We've spoken about, in these 5 tips I'm going to share with you today, elements that impact your ball striking, reduce your curvature with your driver, but also course management elements that you haven't thought of that really make great strides in your golf game. I also saw that Gary had asked a question here on the channel. He said, "Hi Alex, I would like some advice on course management. I'm 66 and still like to smash it." I know the feeling, Gary. Well, I thought we'd help Gary, but also you here today. And you might be thinking, Alex, well, how do I get involved just like Gary? Well, nice and simple. Just subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell, and just pop your comment down below. My aim this summer is to help you play your best golf. Now, I'm going to go through these tips in the order that I think are most important. They all are important, but I know this order is going to surprise you. The 5 tips are going to come at you quick and fast. So this is really going to help you. So first one, right, we just need a chipping method that is going to work no matter the lie, no matter if it's good or it's bad. So this is the toe down chipping method. I got my 54. All I'm going to do on every single chip is walk in close, get the shaft angle a lot steeper, and just have a look at that from player cam. It looks a little bit odd, I know. Grip down and put your weight left. So you can really see there, if we get a close up on the heel of that club, it is off the ground. I call it like the toothpick method. It works in every lie. All you're going to do now is just make a putting stroke. It gets you out of every situation. And get it running down that hill. Even at a bad lie, you still have a chance of making a par. Okay, next tip. Next up, putting. I firstly just want to free you up. Like, look at this here. This is around 12.5 feet. When you're outside of this, don't give yourself such a hard time if you don't make the putts. Law of averages says we're not going to make them that often, and I think sometimes we get a little bit down the dumps about not making them. But what I want you to do, every single putt that you have, I want you to split it into 2. I want you to think, what's that ground doing here, and what's that ground doing here? This element here is going to have a greater effect than this element. So build that into what you see, because the ball traveling at its slowest here. So this one here is a little bit left to right, right at the end. And I'd say not doing much at the start. So I'm going to aim half a ball outside the left here, and I focus on that point. So look at this on player cam. I focus on that point when I'm addressing the ball. My whole aim is to that point. And that frees you up to be able to make those putts. Let's parcel tip 3 and 4 together. This is about iron play. And it sounds basic, but let's be realistic about the club that we're going to use. So for example, right, Jordan had, and I said this to him, 150 yards. It was windy. And he said, oh, I'm going to get 7 iron, I'm going to hit it really hard. I said, come on, let's be realistic. If we go 1 club more and swing easy, our percentage chance of hitting that green goes way up. You miss-hit that shorter club, that theoretically could get there, it's coming up short all day. You miss-hit a 6 iron, 1 club more, your bad shot's still probably going to be on the green, and that's the psyche you've got to have. So that was tip number 3. Be realistic, and especially on par 3s, you haven't got a chance of recovering there on par 3s. Be realistic about your club choice. Tip number 4 was about the striking of the golf ball. And I said to him, you've got to have that shot when it's windy to keep the ball low. So how we talked about this was nice and simple, right? I've got 6 iron in my hand here. Have a look at this from player cam. I move the ball towards the middle of my stance. So back of where 6 iron is normally. Put our weight on our left and grip down. And all I said to him is, feel like you favour that lead side throughout that swing and just finish low. That really gave him that crunch of a strike that helped his ball striking, but also gave him that option of controlling it in the wind, which is vital. So here we go. Let's hit this one in here. Watch this ball flight. Bit of cut, bit of a kick, bit of a members bounce. Oh, just finding the left edge of that green. Okay, final tip coming your way. So I know you probably wanted a driver tip first, but can you see how those other elements are vital for dropping that handicap from 18 like Jordan all the way to 10.5. Hopefully you can get single figures this year. Okay, driver, right? Now Jordan was forever missing his driver way off to the right, but his iron's relatively straight. So we just said, why don't you just go a little bit stronger with the grip? So have a look at this on player cam. That's where his grip was normally, 2 and a little bit of the third knuckle. We said, right, okay, let's go definitely 2.5. Look at that subtle difference with driver grip there, and only driver grip. And that just gave him the confidence to release it a little bit more and get that club face a little bit close to square. So we don't have to fear that shot going off to the right anywhere near as much. So here we go. Let's get it in, slightly stronger grip. It's as easy as that. And even into wind, it's so much easier. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. 5 tips that are seriously going to help you lower your handicap. Don't forget, please do consider subscribing, because I would love to help you hit your goals this summer.